Hey, I was planning to do the US Tech 2 for destroyers, but as you can see here, everything's blacked out, which means to say I've never played GSBBs before, even when I was still beta testing. So we'll skip this one and cover the Japanese tech. I guess I'll start with the battleships. Okay, so once you get to Tenryu, you have the option of going straight for the heavy cruiser. Okay, and once you reach Kuma, you branch off to the light cruisers, but we're going to the Japanese battleships. So before, we'll start with Kawachi. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, by the way, I'm thinking that I'll split the video into two parts, in which I'll cover up until Kongo, but I don't know. But we'll see. So this is what you'll get, okay, once you reach Kawachi. So the layout is like, how do I say it? It's like the Nassau, or I believe the British ships that had their turrets on port side and the starboard side. So whichever angle you go to, would be a safe call because there's extra turrets per side. These are 305 millimeter guns. It has a decent amount of secondaries, but yeah, these are dreadnought era battleships. I believe it's supposed to be around 1910s or something. I don't know, but yeah, let's check the armor. So as you can see, back then, the heavily protected armor here would be on this side. You know what? Just checking this one again. Seems interesting because I've never really mined the armor back then. Because what I usually do is angle to the enemies, and that's it. So 16 millimeter bow with icebreaker of 102 millimeters. Oh shit! This is exposed citadel. I guess this was below waterline. Let me change port. Uh, let's see. Of that ocean. Let's go to my home country because I believe this map has good lighting and shit. Let's check. Back. So armor. Yeah, the citadel sits just above the waterline. Some 2, 3 meters. I believe just 2 meters probably. So yeah, since there are turrets on the side, so it's a given there's a armor here. This front section is consists the bow, citadel armor. Well, basically that's the citadel. See this huge piece of ship. So 16 millimeters. I believe this can bounce off. Let's see what was the caliber. Uh, I guess 305 can penetrate this one. I could be wrong, but 16 millimeters. If it's 19, maybe it can do something, or 20 millimeters even, but yeah. So, but yeah, I guess penetrating this one too hard. but it can be a task because you have the barbed armor here, which is thick. So if you, even if you're using another battleship and this one's going bow into you, chances are it will just bounce off. Okay, will exit there, because that one is handled pretty steep. See that? Slice through the 60 millimeter, bounce up there, bounce up there, unless there's a, unless it, if the shell is coming from the air and plunge right through here, but there's no way of that happening because lower tiers have shorter ranges and these ships are made to crawl back in the day. So yeah, just have to be careful about this armor. And probably this has a high chance of, if you're going broadside, there's a chance that you might get incapacitated. I could be wrong, but yeah, I haven't played these ships in a long while, but they're pretty enjoyable. So let's check the equipments real quick. Wait, I forgot something. Kawachi Hall. Oh yeah, there's the funny thing about the tech tree of the Japanese battleship. There used to be a case where I believe once you reach Myogi, anyways, let's talk about that one later. So health pool is 35,800, base torpedo protection 13%, artillery's main battery 305 millimeters, 6 by 2s, so 6 turrets with 2 guns with odd layout, like with the 1910s or something. So secondly, there's four of these 76 millimeter guns, then 120 millimeters. I guess you'd call this what casemate secondaries a later period of time. But then there's this. I think this is the 152s. Yeah, these are the 152s, and these are the 120 millimeter guns. So it's quite noticeable that these ships looks similar to the British ships up until I believe nagato. I could be wrong. Yeah. So 18.4 knots, not the fastest speed around the game. Turning range is pretty tight, 560 meters, whereas this ship is pretty short. Rudder shift 34, concealment 9.3. What's the point of this concealment if the firing range is just a tad bit going to 10 kilometers? But yeah, anyways, it doesn't matter in uh, that tier. So can upgrade this one, but it won't be useful because you'll just skip to Myogi. Myogi is one ship, but you'll get there. So if you're playing this one, you're starting Japanese battleship. I suggest you skip this one. Try a few games, and why is this unlocked? Oh yeah, it unlocked. Uh, I suggest going for the hull P right away once you gathered enough experience for this one. Research it, then gather enough EXP again because you might want to. It's easy to progress from tier 3 to tier 5 in a single day because we'll move to that next. So Myogi. So it still has this feature. I thought Wargaming removed it. So yeah, as you can see, it has just three turrets. So that's the biggest weak point of this ship. It has less guns on its tier compared to its other counterparts. So Wyoming could outgun this ship because it has more turrets, more guns as well. So, yeah, I actually enjoyed this feature of Wargaming where they um, this is the original look of Myogi before getting retrofitted. Um, it just has that tripod mast on the front and the rear. So armor wise, it's a little bit thicker. So I believe a 305 will bounce off from this. So it will be hard to penetrate it. Icebreaker bow, 76. So this time around you are well protected, I guess. Upper belt, 152 millimeters, so you can just angle and no, I'm technically it would be better if you're kiting with this one, but doesn't really matter at lower tier. Yeah, 152 is going to do with this much, but since most of them are HE spamming bastards, so you have to be careful with that one. Citadel, oh, it has turtle back, so trying to recall when was the last time I played this one. I believe it was during beta testing and when the game went live after several months. So it was pretty enjoyable. I love the ship, except for the fact that it has less guns, but it's quite accurate in my opinion at this tier. This can be deadly at the same time. So health pool, 42,800. That is base. Main guns, 356s. So I believe the Wyoming still had the 305. So this can penetrate its armor. It can already hit Citadel at this tier. Huge chance of that. So just have to aim properly. Gun velocity is 800 meters roughly for this pretty big count. Actually, you can delete cruisers with this one, except that the Japanese shells tends to overmatch, uh, not overmatch, I mean overpen the cruisers with steer. I don't know about if it's when it comes to tier 5 ships, but there's a huge chance that it can steal um, other ships. But yeah, secondary 76 mils, somewhere here. Yeah, I think this one. Then you get the casemate secondary 152 mils. So you get this fast 24 knots, turning radius 730 meters. Other ship 3, that's base. Concealment 14.6. You got more firing range. Uh, I guess a bit more firing range than the American counterpart. Let's go to equipment real quick. So as you can see, it has three hulls. This hulls, I believe, would be the retrofitting. So as you can see, the silhouette here, it has a I don't know what to call this one, superstructure, and one the third funnel was removed. So that is when They were preparing for war because they're building their navy at that time. So they retrofitted most of their battleships from Fuso, Kongo, and nagato. Also didn't really have much retrofitting, but it has a large caliber gun. So yeah, go for this one. You can upgrade your range, 16.6 max. You can upgrade the propulsion, which can get you up to speed at 28 knots, which is fast for its tier. Actually, you can catch anything on sight, except destroyers, of course. So this would be the final hull. So once you get this one, your HP will go up to uh, 45,700. And you also get a defense on this one once you get to this. So if you're like me, I've gathered like more experience than outright by the policy instead of agonizing a grind each and every part for this one. Went to this one right away. Then work on my way with the bridge and propulsion. Because 24 knots is already fast for a battleship this type, especially you can actually call it a brave dreadnought or something. Super dreadnought, I don't know. But yeah. Now we'll go to Kongo. This is my favorite battleship. So if I'm not mistaken, the Kongo that we have in game is already the retrofit version, but I could be wrong, okay? Because I remember pretty well that the Kongo had a version where it didn't have the superstructure yet. There was only like a flat shipped air. I think I'll insert an image later on in the vid as to what Kongo used to be like it used to be before. But I have to search the image for that because it looked like a flat boat with just a tripod mast on it, and I think the superstructure only goes to this part before this shit got added. Yeah, it used to be that. If I'm not mistaken, there was like a Halsey as well, from Halby to Halsey. That was what we call this one. When it got delivered to Japan, because as you can see, the turrets are similarly to the British counterpart, right? It was Brit. It was the what we call this one, the British Empire. It was them that built the Kongo up until Nagato, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see the turret had similar designs with the British ships. Yeah. So that's what I like about the game before. It had the retrofit version and the pre-retrofit version of the ships. So let's check the armor. This one still has the 90 millimeter bow, so I think the 305 will bounce off from this, if I'm not mistaken. And I just actually noticed this one has icebreaker of 76 mil. Actually, back then, we don't have this kind of armor layout thing, so we only have the survivability. Not we have to check online for the armor, but thank God VG added this feature. So I think I covered the fuso on the part 2. It'll take some time if we go by. No, I think I'll cover fuso. So yeah, this is the armor, 19 millimeter bow, The aft is also 90 millimeters all around, and there's this extended armor belt, which is 76 mil as well. So this is the main section of the aft, 90 millimeters all around, and this one is also 90 mil. No wonder sometimes I get a weird citadel tip, usually coming from this port. Let's check citadel. This is the citadel. It has a weird turtle back. This is the torpedo belt. So let's remove that one. See that one there. And there's this odd in wedge. So citadel is sitting somewhere in the middle of the no, actually it's just waterline level. We have main armor belt here, 203 mil, upper belt, 152. You see this one is still active, so I believe even if you're in something like this one is coming bow in and you have like this 90 millimeter bow, I believe that 356 could penetrate it. I could be wrong or bounce it off, but yeah, there's a high chance that it could go in. So it will just bounce it off and go next there. The barbette will do its thing because that's what's pretty thick. But there's a huge chance that it can get capacitated as well. Turtle back here. Armor. Just have to be really careful about this switch because sometimes Kongo gets citadel at a weird angle. That's what I can recall when using the Arpeggio Kongo sisters that I had. Sometimes I get citadel in a weird place. So enough about the armor. Let's check the health points. 49,500. That's the base. Torpedo protection 25%. Still get the 356, but this time around that's a 4x2 layout. So two turrets at the front, two in the aft. So sometimes I believe during the war, Kongo gets mistaken to be nagato. But the only difference that they had is that Nagato's turret is close to the turret at the rear. So turret is here instead of here. So yeah, it gets mistaken as Nagato sometimes during the war. Yeah, the silhouette kind of looks similar from afar. So yeah. So secondary, we got 127 mount, this one, and the casement secondary 152 mil is here. So the range of this one is just 4.3 kilometers, but it does its job. The 152 hits really hard. Although although the range is short, but I kinda like it. So get airstrike. This one to attack flights. It has two already list here, but this is still pretty useless because the range is only 6 kilometers. Wargaming needs to buff this one because ships of this tier can't do anything about the submarines because submarines range is around 10 kilometers more or less, especially the torpedoes. So if something that sub is closing in like sitting around 8 kilometers, 7 kilometers, still can't do a ship. You can only rely where the ping is, but it will be too late when once they realize that torpedoes are there closing in. So yeah, still pretty useless in my opinion. Like 6 kilometer range. AA defense on this one is not that great, but it's okay. I'm pretty biased with Japanese tech tree. Range of this one's 5.8 kilometers. So yeah, this is one of the speedy battleships. So base speed 24.9, turning range is 717 meters. Mothership 17.2, concealment 15.7. I forgot the reload of this one is 31 seconds, so you have to keep that in mind. I thought it was 30 before, but yeah, it just kind of feels like 30 seconds, but doesn't matter. So let's check equipment. So yeah, here is the equipment. So once you get this one, the speed will go up to 30 knots because this is a fast battleship. Technically, this is a battle cruiser. Okay, so range on this one will go up to 21.2. This is what makes Kongo deadly. It's the range. Has more range than any battleship that's here, including the spotter plane. So if your aiming is good, you can make enemies suffer. Because even with this ship, you're firing from a maximum range plus the spotted plane. You can citadel enemies without problem. I did that several times before, although I can't uh, show it in the video because matchmaking sucks. The situation is not right, unlike before. And yeah, can upgrade this one. But yeah, I suggest you go for this one first, so you can make a quick escape from other enemies, except for the DPS, of course. Once you get this one, your HP will go up to 54,100. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, that's for part one. I'll cover the rest later on. I hope you like the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos and other shit plays, of course.